Hey folks, what is up? What is up? It is me, Mike V, and I am here today. I'm going to go through and show you the course that I put together, course materials that I put together using ChatGPT. But instead of going through and talking about the prompts, what I'm going to do here first is I'm actually going to show you the resources that came out of the prompting. I'll give you the prompts, I'll give you a video on that a little bit later on, but for right now, let me show you what you're going to be able to create and do with what I'm about to show you later. With other videos and other tools. So this design document here, every single bit of this content except for this line right here, this is the official course description from the course catalog. Every single bit of this was generated and by ChatGPT and or massaged by me, myself, and I. Now I have a GPT that I built. It's a curriculum engineer built. This is a tool that I have put some knowledge base into, some structural elements into that helps me to put together a robust, active learning, experiential learning style course. But get some learning outcomes spit out here, some information about the course structure, also a weekly schedule. These links, we'll see what those go to. Instructor guides, we'll kind of check those out in a little bit here. But this entire design document here, some of the copy pasting really didn't care too much about, it just ends up being a catch-all. Asked for books around this topic because I like building textbook-free courses and then use OER and library resources in order to help supplement. So there isn't a specific textbook for the course, but students are required and encouraged to read all kinds of information, not from one book, from multiple books. Here's our reading list. This is pretty cool. These will be books that I will make available to the students either through the library or through my own collection. Once we came up with the kind of initial idea here, well, I should say, let's take a baby step back. Once we came up with the learning outcomes, we actually built out the summative assessment. And this summative assessment used to live right here in its own document as part of, or its own tab in that document, but then it turned into its own document because this is something that we wanted to be able to share with students. So this is the entire cumulative assessment for the course. This actually goes through the 15 weeks of the course, built into chunks that would actually help it translate into an 8-week course if need be. We've got our list of deliverables. Again, every single bit of this was created with my GPT, including the competency-based rubric that also includes information on how this summative assessment ties into each of the learning outcomes for the course and also its weighting. So begin with the end in mind. Here is what students need to be able to do. So we took the LOs, we asked it to create a project based on those LOs, this a cumulative assessment, summative assessment based on those LOs, and then we had it put together and revise its LOs. And again, ChatGPT did the heavy lifting on here, and I went in as an instructional designer, curriculum engineer, curriculum architect, and reworked it based on what I know as an instructional designer to help make it more better, for lack of a better way to say it. If we look at the course structure here, we have our weekly schedule, and inside of each of these sections, then we broke off, and here is an instructor guide. This, for right now, just lives in the design documents. Once I go through and do a heavier lift on this, I went through and did an initial review and identified a place where we need an AV script for a video and or slideshow presentation. This is something that, again, I will be building out under the guidance and under the initial draft recommendation of ChatGPT here, or I should say the GPT that I created within ChatGPT. So each section of the course includes, for the most part, a instructor guide, which tells me as an instructor how I should lead that section, that part of the course, and then an AV script for how to present that material if it requires it. Not every module requires that. So after this, we came up with the course schedule. This is really just a cleaner looking view of the this information in here. This will be pulled out into its own document and actually is exported as a PDF to be shared with students. So it's not its own document yet, it's living here. We also then came up with a grade book. Now this took some heavy lifting here. I went in and then massaged this information in order to provide some weighting and some other things. So again, this is just the main dump here. Over here, we can now see where I have assignments and things broken out. Journals, this was a assignment spit out by the GPT as well. I did do some massaging again of some of the details here, but all of the prompts, these were initially created by ChatGPT and all align with the course outcomes. Here is the rubric then. The rubric here is a competency-based rubric, and yeah. Let's see. What else did we find here within this course? We have an assignment for each of the course sections, and each of these then you'll see standard layout here, typical templated layout overview, objectives, requirements, format and submission guides, tips for success, and a competency-based rubric, again, that is tied back to the course LOs. We've got total points, which we could pick up in the gradebook. And then here is the rubric, and then this also then gives us direct connection into the learning outcomes for the course. 100% draft produced by ChatGPT, and me, myself, and I doing a little bit of revision here on each of these assignments that the students will work on within the course. So this being a 300 level course, I was able to produce all of this material for a comprehensive, cohesive course within approximately 4 hours yesterday. That was also included exporting and loading those documents into the LMS. But you'll see here the formatting. I went through and massaged some of the structure and the weighting of assignments and the quantity of assignments. We'll see that within the GPT. That was some of the work that I had to do. I had to confirm points per entry for some of these things, but this gives us, honestly, every single thing that we need in order to be able to have a course populated with its assessments. Then I assign myself tasks here, and these tasks are things that I will do as I further prep for the course, building out these slideshows and reviewing these documents along the way. But if you're interested in course design, I can show off this GPT to you in a future video. It does a really good job of incorporating a lot of the basics, foundational instructional design theories, Merrill's first principles, experiential learning, adjusting for learning styles, not the hearing, seeing, reading, but the actual learning styles. And then also more foundational kind of instructional design concepts of backward design and everything else, really being able to allow me to produce a robust set of assessments and an outline for this course in order for students to be able to be prepared to successfully work through it. So thanks for checking this out. Have a great day.